Now, in a lot of people's minds, Rafael Leao is the best player at Milan, and last season was one of his toughest of campaigns. Let's just say, the player that's always smiling lost his smile. From Champions League humiliation to final, to an 8th place finish in the Serie A. All eyes were on Rafael Leao and Milan's board. Is it time to cash in? From a fiery relationship with Fonseca to a non-existent one with Sergio Conceição. But now, Rafael Leao looks reborn, and it's all thanks to Max Allegri. Rafael Leao is scoring. Rafael Leao is dynamic. Rafael Leao is showcasing his qualities to the whole world, and he's doing this all in a brand new position. Now, I feel like it's my duty to document this Rafael Leao resurgence under Allegri. You can see a strong connection between the two. And Allegri is playing to his players' strengths. But at the same time, I've mentioned this before, Allegri has modernized his tactics. So what does the future hold for Rafael Leao? Is he wasted as a striker even though he's getting goals? Because he's so much more better out wide with that freedom, with that space to carry the ball. But he's getting goals. He's getting assists. He's being impactful down the middle, and goals win you games. So what does the future hold for Rafael Leao? Which striker profile should Milan target in order to still continue to get the best out of Rafael Leao? Now, what we've learned from watching pre-season is Allegri is still setting up in his notorious 5-3-2. But from what I've gathered is it's a 5-4-1. When Milan are defending, they set up in the 5-4-1. As you can see, Pulisic on the right, Rafael Leao on the left. Now, as soon as they regain possession, it becomes the duty of Rafael Leao, and in some games during the preseason, it was the duty of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, where he would drift out wide on the right when Milan are defending. But as soon as they win the ball, you are now the makeshift striker and the makeshift winger. Your duty is now to turn this formation from a 5-4-1 into a 5-3-2. Go and play alongside the number 9. And there was literally a goal that Milan scored against Perth Glory. I went back and rewatched it and I was like, this is what Allegri wants. This is what Allegri wants. I believe it was the goal that they scored 13 seconds into the second half. Goalkeeper, long, route 1 into Liberali. He wins the header. Rafael Leao runs in, one-on-one, makes 6-0. This is what Allegri wants. A team that can play out of their back, but at the same time, sometimes all it takes is 2 passes. And there's a reason why I mentioned which striker profile Milan should look at. So in summary, it's a 5-4-1 without the ball. Why? Pulisic can help Giménez when it comes to defending. Rafael Leao can help Estupiñán. That way, your fullbacks or your wingbacks are never ever outnumbered in 2v1 situations. Okay? So that helps Milan defend. It's a 5-4-1. But as soon as they regain possession, Pulisic tucks inside to play more as a roaming number 10, a box-to-box, a hybrid 8/10. I feel like that's where he's best suited, in those central areas where he can pick up the ball, help him build up, carry. Rafael Leao steps upwards and plays alongside the number 9. So it becomes a 5-3-2. And then, of course, once the whole team pushes up into the opposition half, you could turn around and say this becomes like a 3-2-5. You've got Estupiñán hugging the flanks, Giménez hugging the flanks on the other side. Then you've got whoever the number 9 is, Rafael Leao, Pulisic, roaming in and around them. This is an attack that has creativity and it has goals. And in my opinion, this is Allegri's long-term tactic. The 5-4-1, which then transitions into the 5-3-2. And then once they get into the opposition half, the 3-2-5. The goal against Perth Glory indicated to me Allegri wants a focal point in attack, because he looks at Rafael Leao. And as much as we saw against Liverpool, Rafael Leao can be the physical, aggressive number 9, the one that drops deep, holding off Van Dijk, holding off Konate. Rafael Leao suits the game more by, you win the header, let me run in behind. Let me be the ball carrier and I feed it to you, just like we saw against Liverpool. Rafael Leao carries the ball, feeds it into Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Because earlier on in pre-season, we saw Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Rafael Leao lead the line. Are you guys beginning to see it? An outlet, Rafael Leao, and a more physical profile. Somebody that's stronger, somebody that can win duels. Loftus-Cheek, in the goal against Perth Glory, it was Liberali. He was just in the right place at the right time. He won the flick on. There's a reason why I keep banging on and saying Moise Kean. Moise Kean would genuinely fit this team like a glove. This is Moise Kean's game. Last season at Fiorentina, under Palladino, the guy that drops deep, that holds up the ball. they genuinely can play to one another's strengths. Now, I don't know if Milan are linked with him. Milan, it looks like they're pushing for Dusan Vlahovic, okay? But this is Allegri's vision. So why is Allegri doing this? Why is he treating and utilising Rafael Leao in this way? In my opinion, it's the best of both worlds. You get to practically use Rafael Leao in so many penetrative different ways. Rafael Leao, what is he? He's a great ball carrier. No problem. In this 5-4-1, when he receives the ball out wide, he can carry down the outside. Very similar to what we saw against Liverpool. But at the same time, when we do have possession against a settled defence, Rafael Leao, rather than just standing out wide and waiting for the ball and not being as involved, why don't you tuck inside and play next to the striker and maybe get yourself a rebound, maybe gamble on a shot, get yourself into dangerous areas. Your best of players, you always want them in those central areas because there's a higher chance of you scoring from a central area than an area out wide. And I feel like we saw it against Perth Glory where when he came on, look at the positioning he's taken up. He's not playing as a winger, he's playing as the striker. He's in the 12-yard box, he's waiting for the cutback, he's waiting for the rebound, he's waiting for a defensive mistake. This is what Allegri wants. Utilise Rafael Leao in a variety of different ways, but he's penetrative either way. 5-4-1 out wide, this is Rafael Leao's natural position. Rafael Leao closer to goal, in close proximity with a number 9, where he can have more shots on goal. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, I never even knew Rafael Leao could score headers. Rafael Leao could score headers. This was an amazing delivery. It was amazing movement. It was amazing execution. Rafael Leao is an amazing player. And there's a reason why throughout the whole of last season, I kept banging on. Rafael Leao is not a player that Milan should be looking to cash in on. Theo Hernandez, yes, maybe it makes sense because of his attitude, because of his unwillingness to sign a new contract. Mike Maignan, I kept banging on. You need to keep Mike Maignan. You need to keep Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao, in my opinion, is about to have a crazy season because Allegri is giving him the keys. You want to play out wide? You want to carry the ball? You want to do your thing? Go for it. But when we do have possession, I want you to get closer to goal. It leaves the space for Estupiñán. But when we do lose the ball, I need you to get back in your more natural position and help Estupiñán. And for me, Rafael Leao is loving life so far under Allegri. So that takes us to the final point of the video. What is Rafael Leao's long-term future under Allegri? Is it as a striker or is it as a winger? In my opinion, it's as a winger, but a winger that has license to tuck inside, make those inward ones and be in support to the number 9. And I think Allegri knows this. I feel like during pre-season, the fact that Milan haven't really had themselves a striker available. Santiago Giménez is on an extended leave. Tammy Abraham left. Luka Jovic is a free agent. He's looked at Rafael Leao and said, let me prepare you for this position. But at the same time, let me use Ruben Loftus-Cheek as the focal point in attack. First game, he tried to use Rafael Leao as the focal point with somebody like Pulisic. I think at the moment, Rafael Leao is ready for his new role. It's all about getting that right striker. Can Santi Giménez do it? In my opinion, yes. But at the same time, I do look at Santi Giménez and I say, maybe your game suits more the guy that runs in behind. I feel like Santi Giménez will definitely have to improve his ability to drop deep, hold up the ball, win the headers, win the flick-ons. Can Dusan Vlahovic do it? In my opinion, no. And I'm basing it off what I've seen of the past 12 months at Juventus. Once again, I feel like Vlahovic definitely suits the more you win the headers, let me be the person that runs in behind. The profile that suits this the most is Moise Kean. And as wild as it may sound, another profile that suits this, it's going to sound crazy, is Tammy Abraham. Just a striker that can be the connector of play. The one that drops deep, creates space in behind for Rafael Leao to run into. Now, I don't really know the internal politics as to why Tammy Abraham didn't stay. Tammy Abraham, it could have made sense. Moise Kean, it makes too much sense. Darwin Núñez, Dusan Vlahovic, Santi Giménez, I feel like it's a gamble, and it's going to come down to Allegri and how well he can utilize those players and how well he can tweak their games. But time will tell. Now, if you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, always engage in the comments, and I will catch you guys on another one.